Good morning, all. Welcome to the Huddle. I am Faith Suggs, your host, and it is Friday. Welcome. It's 10:04 a.m. Eastern, 9:04 a.m. Eastern, and we are encouraging you to join the Huddle this morning. We have an awesome show with an awesome guest. Of course, we had technical difficulties. That's normal for us here at Faith Family Focus, but we are very excited to have you guys here, and we are excited for our guest, Stanton Magic, and we're going to have an awesome show today. We're going to hear his story, but we're also going to hear and get to see him perform, which I'm very excited for because I've seen it happen, but of course, not everyone else has seen what I've seen. We promote the heck out of this. Good morning. Good morning to our Suggs Mugs creator. George, we're going to have to get you one of these. A little bit about me, your host of the Huddle. I'm a former Duke women's basketball graduate, CEO and founder of Brand by Faith, a social media and branding company dedicated to telling stories. I also work with student athletes in this new era of name, image, likeness with Huron Media Co. But I'm also co-host of Faith Family Focus Monday, Wednesdays here on E360 TV with my wonderful father and co-host Schaefer Suggs, former NFL player with the New York Jets and the Cincinnati Bengals, and has also served on the executive board and as the vice president of the RPFPC, one of my newest clients. Exciting stuff, new stuff to come with them as well. But you can catch us on Faith Family Focus Monday and Wednesdays. Of course, if you missed last week's episode, you can see it as easy as possible. Just scroll down on Faith Family Focus Facebook or even on E360 TV, type in the Huddle. We had a great show with Lene Belton. We talked about mental health because Sunday was World Mental Health Day, and we talked about a lot of amazing topics, talking about self-care, balancing the recruiting process as a former athlete, balancing how we communicate to each other, how we view therapy, men versus women. And it was just an amazing show, and Lene did an amazing job giving an inside look into kind of how she navigates her self-care and how she navigates all her experiences and her experience with anxiety and depression through the years. And just a wonderful woman, and her amazing foundation is up and running. So if you get a chance, visit and go see Lene Belton on social media, and you can hear all about the wonderful stories that she's gained through her own video podcast on her website. We also had a great show with Nolan Smith. We had a great show with Ashley Nicole Moss with Sports Illustrated. A lot of great stuff coming in. We are honestly more than spoiled with these amazing guests. We're excited to see who joins us from here on out. But today, give a little rundown. So I met George through one of our other former hosts, Chris Eubanks. Of course, those of you who know Chris, Chris is a professional tennis player, and he introduced me and George together because George is an amazing talent, and we wanted to get his talent out there and get more people to see it. So those of you who will get to know George, but here's a little rundown. George is from Detroit, Michigan, but he was based in Chicago when we met. His magic endeavors in the 5th grade kind of began when he was performing a YouTube video for the first time. He saw the YouTube video for the first time. The video strongly piqued his interest in magic, and ever since then, it's kind of been love at first sight. He then picked up a passion in soccer, and he played competitively for 6 years, where he was recruited to play at University of Chicago with hopes to play professionally eventually. But then he no longer played soccer in the spring of 2017 when he was forced to quit during physical issues. And since then, he has taken magic to another level. When I met George, he was balancing, still finishing college, which was something he was so ready to get done with if you had met him during that time. And now, congratulations, he has moved on from that point, and he's been able to travel all over this country performing his talent. And it's really, truly something that he's been blessed with if you've witnessed it. And it's really fun to watch because George and I, whenever we hop on, I always try to figure out how he did it. And I think he, as a psychological person, also tries to figure out why I'm trying to figure out how he did it. But I tell you, I can't ever figure out how he solves these magic tricks. I don't know what it is. It's like he goes into my brain and sees what I'm thinking. It's pretty amazing. So I'm very excited for you guys to get to be able to witness it. But what we're going to do is we are going to do a quick share screen so you can kind of see how to get involved with George, of course. And then he's going to give you stuff. So here's his website. And let's just watch this quick video. Okay, we're having technical difficulties again. So, after this quick break, we're going to have George hop on and we're going to learn about him. He's going to perform. But if you're watching, if you've seen the show, I know we had a lot of people come through and then obviously stop because it's Friday mornings. Share the show, like the show, and let us know you're watching. So, after this quick break, we'll have George on. We're going to talk his story and then we're going to watch his talent kind of unfold in front of us. George, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Faith. I'm good. How are you?
Great. I'm so excited to see you. It's funny because we see each other like this all the time just because of COVID and everything. But where are you right now? What's going on?
Right now, I'm in Chicago. I'm at home. I just moved into a place like 3 months ago now, end of July. So I'm here. I'm still getting settled in, still getting on my furniture and whatnot. It's a long process. But I'm in Chicago. I'm at home. Everything's good.
So do you have a quick break before in shows? Because what people don't know is you're always moving around performing. What's been going on with that?
Yeah, I think it's been a pretty busy time. I've been doing in-person stuff all throughout this month, last month. In July, I did like the most I've ever done. It was like in a month, which was like 22 or 23. So I was tired all the time, the whole month. Recently went to Los Angeles and performed, Miami a few weeks back. This will actually be the first virtual show or little performance that I've done in like 5 months. So it feels new. But even though I've been doing it so much over the past, before the past 5 months, but when the pandemic started in March, started them in May, we're doing them consistently for a year, and then it just stopped. So this actually kind of feels new now, but.
Yeah, because you had to do that for so long. Yeah. I bet it's nice though to be in front of people. Tell me the difference and maybe tell our viewers a little bit of a difference, what the difference is between being virtually and then in person. I obviously have seen the difference, but for those who kind of don't understand, before we dive into your story, what is the difference for you as a magician?
Well, in person for me is, I obviously prefer in person over virtual. I think in person you're getting the intimate, up close in person feel that you just don't get with virtual magic. I mean, virtual magic is great and all, but in person it's just it's very intimate. It's right in front of your face. I feel like it's almost more believable for people as opposed to virtually, because maybe people might think there's some type of camera stuff going on or things like that. But I love performing virtually. I love performing in person, but in person I think is a different experience, a little bit better, just because it's right in front of your face. But no shade to virtual magic. I think that's great and all too. I think virtually it might be a little bit harder for people it might be more impressive in some aspects with the mentalism and being able to do that from a long distance. So, but in general, in person it's a lot more intimate and it's a lot more believable, I guess.
Yeah. You could say. I think the reactions are better too.
Yeah, in person, the reactions, and I think it's you don't expect to see or expect for me to do what I do. I think most people have a very stereotypical version or vision of magic in their head. So I don't think a lot of people have seen the close-up type of magic that I do.
Yeah. And I'm letting people know right now he's going to kind of do what he does soon towards the middle of the show. And I'm telling you guys, you have no answers for it at all. But yeah, George, you're from Detroit, Michigan.
Mhm.
Talk to us a little bit about your upbringing, your childhood, and kind of how this all molded who you are.
Yeah, so born in Detroit, raised there. Um, I didn't start getting into magic until maybe like the 5th or 6th grade, somewhere around there. And I was really only into it for maybe like 6 months or so. As you mentioned in the beginning, I
Yeah.
just got interested off of a random YouTube video I saw, and from there it was just me learning and practicing for myself. But like I said, I was into it for maybe 6 months, and then I stopped. I just lost interest in it and went on to playing soccer. And that's like a common thing with me. When I was little, I'd have different phases. So magic was like one thing, and then I moved on to soccer. And soccer was like the longest phase, so to speak, that I had. I played competitively from like 6th grade throughout middle school, and then I played in high school, and I was also playing club, which is like the equivalent to
Mm-hmm.
AAU in basketball. And so then I got recruited to play in college, and I played my freshman year. But as you mentioned, I had to stop, and because like a physical issue that I had. And from there, uh, I started getting back into magic because I had so much free time. With sports, as you know, it takes up a lot of your time. So
Yeah.
it's really just that and, school, academics. But once I stopped playing soccer, I had so much time. So then I started getting back into magic, and I found my passion for it again. And it's just elevated from there.
Yeah.
And and in the beginning in 5th or 6th grade when I started, and I told my parents that, like, oh, I want to be a magician. Of course, it's, the typical parental response is like, oh, like you need to get a real job. Like that's not gonna work. And of course, I know I don't blame them for saying that because you don't expect your children to do something like that or go in that direction, and you don't see it really working out in the future because it's just because when I started it was just I wasn't very good at all. Like it was
Right.
just silly stuff, and it was so but it's definitely been a journey. I've been doing it consistently for 2 years now. I think like towards the end of 2019 is when I started doing it professionally,
Wow.
like super consistently. When the pandemic began, had to switch to virtual, and I just started doing in-person things again. In like May, I want to say it started picking up a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's definitely been a journey. There's been a lot of ups and definitely a lot of downs, but I think things will only continue to get better from here. So,
How did you know you started getting good?
um, it's a good question. um, I don't know. I mean, for me, I'm always, I guess I'm never satisfied. Like I'm always trying to get better and better every day. Um, but I think the audience response
Okay.
is a big indicator. There's people in the magic industry that I look up to and admire and watch a lot. So kind of watching them and seeing my performance style and kind of comparing and contrasting, just watching people that I really look up to. But I mean, I guess the big indicators, how the audience responds to you and the things that they say about your performance. And
Right.
there's a lot of different aspects to it. There's like the technical aspect, and there's like the performance aspect. And I mean, like I said, I guess it's a long process over the years, just trying to figure out what works for me. But I guess it's the audience reaction is the big thing, which lets me know, like, okay, I'm doing better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing good. So,
Right.
but yeah, I'd say the audience reaction, spectator reaction, or how they see it, I guess would be a
Right.
big indicator.
Would you say a magician, like this line of work, at the end of the day, performing,
Uh-huh.
is something that's very much built on like you have to have strong confidence in yourself? Like is it something that you have to be strong-willed in a way to be able to be successful in?
Yeah, I would say so, definitely, because in in 2018, January 2018, we had went out and performed. Did street magic for the first time, and that was my first time ever going out and just trying it. And my confidence was so low. I was downtown Chicago, like right by the Chicago Theater, like the big Chicago sign. You know what I'm talking
Uh-huh.
about? Like right on the corner, there's like a Walgreens right there. And I was performing, and my confidence was so low because that was like my first time, and the performance was like really, really bad, and it was not good. But I attributed that to it being my first time, and the
Right.
confidence wasn't there. But the more I went out and more I performed street magic and other performances that I had, the confidence slowly started getting up and up and up, and I started getting more comfortable approaching people, because that was difficult for me to do in the beginning, just
Yeah.
approaching strangers, especially for street magic, because
Oh, I believe you.
because going up to someone and saying like, "Oh, hey, like I'm a magician, can I show you a few things?" Like that's street magic isn't popular in Chicago at all, so you get like that weird look, and
Hmm.
almost like scared of also being rejected a little bit,
Yeah.
because that I feel like would contribute to your confidence levels, asking and people just kind of waving you off and like saying no, which of course has happened a lot in the beginning, but um, it's like I said, it's like the more you do it, the more comfortable you get, and the more that you figure out, what the best approach is and things of that nature. So confidence is definitely a big thing, and I think that's the case with any performance that you do, whether it's sports or different creative fields. I think confidence is key. Yeah. So
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering that because that's another thing. What people don't understand is you do a lot of street magic,
mhm,
and you have to approach strangers. And
mhm.
for me, that would like make me fall over, because like people, especially in Chicago, don't want you to talk to them.
Yeah.
But how do you capture them in? Like, what is your thought process, psychology based, or whatever it is that gets people to, hey, what I'm going to show you is actually interesting, I promise.
Um, so my approach is pretty much always the same. I go up to people and I say, "Hey, I have my videographer with me." So I'm like, "Hey, I'm a magician. I've been going around doing street magic for the past hour. I wanted to see if I could show you a few things." And most of the time now, people say yes. I think
Mm-hmm.
my videographer helps attribute to that. They see the camera, and it looks kind of professional.
Right.
Um, but I definitely do get people that say no, and then I don't push too hard if they say no. Like if they say no, I'm like, okay, like I promise you'll really like it. You'll whatever whatever. Um, but I feel like maybe 8 or 9 times out of 10, people say yes. I've never, as of recent, the past. Well, I wasn't doing any street magic in 2020,
Cool. Yeah.
but I say as of recent, like when I was going out this past summer, I think that maybe we went out and shot a pretty decent amount, and not too many people said no right off the bat. I think most
Okay.
people said yes. So usually I don't have to do too much convincing. But like I said, I think just the scene, like with me having a videographer and it looking a little bit more professional with the camera, I think that helps with people thinking that it's maybe legitimate.
Legit. Yeah.
Uh,
No, okay, that makes sense. And, now that you think about the videographer, it does help. But in the first beginning, I can only imagine what it felt like, the looks you got. So, diving it a little bit into magic, let's talk about the fact that at the end of the day, is magic a diverse industry? Talk to us a little about that because I don't have a lot of visibility to all of that.
yeah, when you say diverse, do you mean what exactly do you mean?
Racially,
Sure.
demographically, socioeconomically, what does it really look like for magicians around America in general?
Yeah, so there's not many black magicians.
Hmm.
Um, I could probably count just using my hands how many I can think of, and I really don't know why that's the case. Magic in the black community has never really caught on. I honestly, I've thought about it a lot of times before. I really can't pinpoint an exact reason why.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the magicians that you see, um, I guess, it ranges in age in that way, diverse,
Okay.
and a lot of different age magicians, a
Ages.
lot of older magicians, younger ones. Um, but in terms of like, that's something that I get asked a lot. Like, oh, I don't see a lot of Black magicians, and like, why is that? And I really don't know. Um, but the magic industry it's I guess a lot of people don't know about it just because it's magic. Like it's I guess the magic people in the magic community try to
Right.
keep everything pretty tight and under wraps just because of the nature of it and what it is. And people spend a lot of time, working on it. And um, to people don't. I think people like the thing magicians don't tell their secrets, but I think it's really based on the fact that we work so hard on developing the material and making it work, and you wouldn't want to just reveal that or let that
Right.
out. And, magicians work years and years and years on the stuff
Uh-huh.
that they put out. So I think that's the not letting anyone know that stems from that.
There's some secrecy around
Right.
the idea, even the community. You know, one thing also is that I think a lot of people don't have visibility to how magicians make money. And at the end of the day, in the Black community, one of the biggest things we've always chased is a steady career, something to pay the bills, support your family. And so if it doesn't seem like not an easy way, but something that they just don't see how it happens, it might not be an ideal career for a young Black girl or boy who wants to become a magician one day.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Female magicians is practically zero. Like
That's interesting.
I've never heard of. Well, maybe like long, long, long time ago. Like I've maybe seen like pictures of like long time ago, like hundreds of years ago, like pictures. But female magicians, there's very, very few.
That's disappointing. I feel like girls would be pretty
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, especially Black female. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
they
wow.
don't exist.
Yeah. I don't see that one happening, but that'd be pretty amazing. I feel like there's so much, because a lot of your magic comes down to kind of who you are, and it's all a performance. So your personality helps, and how you look helps, and what you're performing helps. It's all together a story you're telling each time you meet people.
Right. Yeah, and that's something that I try to stay consistent on, like as you mentioned, like the look. Like I generally always try to stay consistent in what I wear for recognizability purposes, and just to have that consistency, like with like
Yeah.
the hat. And when I'm performing, I usually have like a black jacket on and black shirt, kind of pretty much all black. But to what you were speaking on earlier with the not understanding, how a magician could have a steady career, like I
Mm-hmm.
completely understand. It's been super like a process for me just to get out there and be able to have consistent performances, and kind of really just have to get creative. And with social media, that helps a lot with putting videos out and
Yep.
and things that we've worked. I send you my videos before and get your opinion and whatever. So that helps. But yeah, it's because as a magician, your main source of income is from performances, and if you're not getting any performances, then you're not getting paid. So
Right.
that's the main thing that I'm always working on, is trying to get myself gigs and putting myself in spaces of potentially good opportunities so that I can meet more people and more people see me and more people want it. So it's really just like a hustle, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
just even going out and doing street magic, it's
Yeah.
just for the exposure and everything.
Awesome.
But it's something I'm
Yeah.
passionate about, so try to make it work.
Yeah, and that's how I would describe it. It sounds like a hustle. At the end of the day, when you talk about performing in a talent like magic or music or any of that, it's just advocating for yourself. So let's transition and actually let's have some fun because it's
Okay.
already halfway through the show. I'm going to bring our wonderful co-host on, Schaefer Suggs. You've never met him, but you'll love him very much, and he's going to be great. So we bring him on. Good morning, Father. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, George.
Good morning. How
How
are
are
you?
you?
I'm good.
So I'm in Chicago also. I'm actually out in the Naperville Bolingbrook area.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're not. I mean, you're maybe like 40 minutes from me.
Yeah.
Like that.
Cool.
Yeah, he knows where we live, Dad. So George, the floor is yours. I will challenge you. Maybe the phone stuff might be hard with him, but we'll see. Okay, the floor is yours.
Okay. Perfect. And Faith, you'll be involved in this first one as well. Can you guys see this?
Yep.
Yes.
I put something in here that I'm hoping will apply to you guys. Schaefer, do you go by Schaefer? Should I call you Schaefer?
Schaefer's great. Yeah.
Okay. Schaefer, there's red cards and black cards. Do you want red or black? It's up to you.
Give me red.
Are you sure?
Yes.
If you're not sure, you can change, but it's up to you.
Red.
Okay, Faith, Schaefer said red. Out of the red cards, there's hearts and diamonds. Do you want hearts or diamonds? It's up to you.
Hearts.
Are you sure?
Yes.
If you're not sure, you can change.
Hearts.
Schaefer, there's number cards and face cards. Do you want numbers or faces? It's up to you.
Give me numbers.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Faith, can you name a number up to 10?
7.
Okay, so we had red from Schaefer. Faith, you said hearts.
Yes.
And then Schaefer, you said number. Faith, you said 7. So the 7 of hearts, correct?
Yes.
Is there any way that I could have known the 7 of hearts would be the outcome of this?
No.
So Schaefer, the final decision is up to you. You can keep the 7 of hearts or you can change it completely, but it's up to you.
Okay, I'll change it. 2.
What are you changing it?
2 of hearts.
Okay, are you sure?
Yes.
Is there any way that I could have known you would change to the 2 of hearts?
No.
Do you feel as though I could have influenced you to change to the 2 of hearts?
No.
Okay, so from the beginning, I told you I put something in here that I was hoping would apply to you guys. I'm going to keep this in view so you'll be able to see. Can you guys see the deck?
Yep.
Yes.
Can you guys see how if I go through these, most of these are face down, meaning that or face up, meaning that you can see them. But there is one in here. You guys can make that out.
You're good right there.
Face down. Can you guys see that one card that I turned face down? Schaefer, you changed last minute to the what?
2 of hearts.
Yes.
Now it is possible. Well, Schaefer, it is possible that maybe the first time it's a coincidence, or maybe that I got lucky. Maybe. So we're gonna do this over again, but in a slightly different way. And Schaefer, this is a different deck. But Schaefer, can you look directly at me and can you focus on the very first playing card that pops in your head right now?
Yes.
You have a card in mind.
Mm-hmm.
You agree Faith and I should not know what this card is?
Yes, so write it down.
Yeah.
You agree Faith and I should not know what this card is?
No.
Do you feel as though I could have influenced you to go for this card?
No.
Okay, for the first time, can you say the card that you have in mind out loud?
Queen of diamonds.
Okay, you can still see the deck, yes?
Yes.
Again, I'm going to keep this in view and try to find the right spot so the light isn't reflecting. Maybe about here. Can you guys see how if I go through these, most of these are face down, meaning that you cannot see them, but there is one in here that I turned face up. Can you see what card
Wow.
but let me say this, Schaefer. Maybe I used sleight of hand, and maybe I knew where the Queen of Diamonds was in the deck, and I somehow very quickly turned it over. Maybe. It'd be hard, but maybe it's possible. Maybe. Well, no, it's not possible because the Queen of Diamonds is literally the only card I put in here. Let me show you. I was so sure you would go for the Queen. I didn't put any other cards in here for the Queen that you just
wow.
saw.
That's amazing.
Wow. That was up.
We'll take this up a notch. Schaefer, do me a favor. Can you think of like a we'll say like a good memory, something in your life that happened to you that stands out. Maybe not like the birth of Faith or your other son, because maybe I could guess that, and maybe I could have researched, and maybe I don't know. Nothing that I would be able to guess, but a good memory.
Okay.
Let me know when you have something in mind.
Yes.
Okay, you agree I should not know what this memory is?
No, you shouldn't know.
Okay, can you focus on this memory, and can you try and recall the exact time that you think this memory happened? So when I say time, I mean like 8 o'clock, 3:30, 5:15, 7:45, whatever it is for you. I don't want you to say anything out loud, but let me know when you have a time in mind.
Okay.
You have a time in mind.
Yes.
You agree that I should not know what this time is?
No.
Okay, do me a favor. Look at me. And right now, this is Chicago time, 9:39. Can you see that on my watch?
Yes.
But I'm going to set my watch to a different time. I don't want you to say anything out loud. Just look at me. So I'm going to do this. Okay. I'm also going to set this in the glass so I can't touch it. I can't manipulate anything. I'm committed to this. So Schaefer, you thought of a memory. You haven't said it out loud. For the first time, is it okay if you say the memory out loud?
Yeah. Scored a touchdown on Monday Night Football.
Okay, and how long ago was this?
1979.
Okay, and what was the time that you thought this happened?
9 p.m.
So you could have thought of literally any good memory, right? And then a time that went with this memory, but you thought of scoring a touchdown, Monday Night Football. You said 1979?
Yes.
At 9 p.m. Now you saw I was setting a time on my watch.
Right.
I wasn't for sure if this was going to apply to you. I'm going to pull this up. Schaefer, can you see the time that I had put on the watch?
Yes.
Okay.
That is amazing. That's amazing. Wow. Another clap.
Thank you. Faith, I know you had mentioned maybe Shane coming on. Was he still doing that?
Yeah, he'll do it probably in 2 minutes.
Okay. Okay. So Schaefer, I know you mentioned maybe the phone. I think this will be easy.
He could, if you walk him through it, he can do
Okay.
it.
Okay, cool. So
I'm not
Schaefer,
that slow.
so Schaefer, you got your phone on you, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Can you grab it? What do you have? An iPhone?
iPhone.
Okay. So you have like Safari, like the internet browser?
I have Safari, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you open Safari and can you go to google.com?
Open Safari, open Google, okay.
Yep, google.com. And you can just let me know when you're there.
Yes.
Okay, Schaefer, are you familiar with Wikipedia?
Yes.
Okay, so if someone were to go on Wikipedia and were to count like every single word across every single article on Wikipedia, like a total number of words on Wikipedia, how many words would you guess there are? Like a rough estimate.
In the word Wikipedia?
Yeah, on all of Wikipedia, like a total number of words.
I would say
Rough
9.
estimate. 9 million, billion? Like a total number of words across all of Wikipedia. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Say 9 billion.
Okay, maybe in the billions. Okay, so can you tap inside the Google search bar? And you're gonna type in how many words on Wikipedia. And then you're gonna search it, and then you don't even have to hit any links. If you can show the camera what came up as a result of you searching that.
How many words are on Wikipedia? You got it done?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, you searched it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you show the camera what came up as a result of what you searched?
A little to the, yep, stop right there. 3.9.
Okay, and can you maybe zoom out a little bit? Did you scroll down? Did you scroll through a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Can you scroll maybe back up to the top? And can you show what's on your screen? You can zoom out. So that's words. Okay, and maybe scroll down a little bit more. I think there should be, that's words. I think you should see something about articles. You can, maybe if you show your phone.
Yeah. Wikipedia word for article.
Oh, I think, okay, so right underneath, if you scroll just a little bit more, I think it says how many articles, article count. Do you see that?
Yes.
Can you hit that one? I think that should give the number of articles too. Does it give the number of articles? What does it say? So, okay, approximately 6 million, what is that? 6,394,512 articles, okay? And according to that, that says 16 words per article. So if I were to do that, so if I were to do, I'll do this, 16, if I multiplied that by 6 million, so yeah, so according to this, 7 billion, which is closer to your 9 billion you originally thought, but in the billions. Do you agree that there's no way I could have memorized 7 billion plus words and know what word goes underneath what article? I mean, that's fair to assume, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I think, can you show your phone again? I think I saw, yeah, visit Wikipedia. That takes you to Wikipedia, right? If you hit that?
Yeah.
Can you hit it? And you should go, that should take you to Wikipedia. Let me know when you're there.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, good. Do you see the little search bar in the top right?
Yes.
Okay, can you hit that?
Yes.
And Schaefer, you're gonna think of something relevant to you that would come up on Wikipedia if you were to search it. So this could be a place, an object, an animal, a food, something relevant to you. If you get too specific, there might not be an article for it. So maybe try to keep it somewhat general, something that an article would come up for on Wikipedia, but nothing that I would be able to guess, like Chicago or Duke or anything like that, or football. Something that I would not be able to guess, something that would probably come up on Wikipedia. Let me know when you have something in mind.
I do.
Okay, do me a favor. You hit the search bar. Can you search whatever you have in mind in Wikipedia and tell me if an article comes up?
And George, Shane is in the background, so you just let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Did something come up?
Yes.
Okay, can you hold the phone to your chest so you can't even see anything? And I definitely can't see anything. Good. So Schaefer, we need a word from this article, but not like a short word, nothing like that. We'll say like a longer word to make it a little bit more interesting. So you're gonna get a word, but before you do that, without even looking at your phone, so it's random, just scroll to a random spot in the article. You're not even gonna look. I definitely can't see. It's random. Stop whenever you want.
Okay.
Okay, so we need a word. You're gonna hold your phone up to your face. You're gonna get the first longish word you see, and then you're gonna hold it back to your chest.
Okay.
Okay, you've got a word in mind.
Mm-hmm.
You agree that neither I nor Faith nor Shane in the background can tell you exactly out of the 7 billion plus words on Wikipedia exactly what word you have in mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
Can you focus on the very first letter of this word, and can you say the alphabet from A to Z, A, B, C, D, all the way up to Z out loud quickly?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Okay, so I'm gonna write something down. So Schaefer, you know the very first letter of this word from
Yes.
the article you saw. You haven't said it out loud for the first time. What's the first letter of the word from within the article that you saw?
N.
And okay, so I think I switched them. I think I got the first letter of what you maybe thought of that was relevant to you, that you searched, I think. So hold on, does this M mean anything to you?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I did. I switched them. So can you focus on what it is that you thought of that was relevant to you? And can you try to picture like an image of whatever this is? You have an image in mind.
Yes.
Okay, so it took you a minute to do that. So right away, I know this is more so broad. This isn't like something very specific. This isn't a person. This is not a object. This is not like a food. Is this a place?
Yes.
This is a place that you've been to, yes?
Yes.
Wow.
This is not in the country. This is out of the country, yes?
Yes.
Can you say the name of this place just in your mind, not out loud, just in
Okay.
your mind? This is one word, yes?
Yes.
So I don't know. Schaefer, can you close your eyes? So you're gonna keep your eyes closed. I'm gonna show Faith and everyone watching what I wrote. Schaefer, keep your eyes closed. For the first time, can you say what it is that you thought of this place that you had in mind?
Montreal.
Can you open your eyes?
Oh!
Open your eyes.
Oh my God. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is really good. Another one.
So let me say this, Schaefer. So maybe if someone was in the room with you and they were looking at your phone, they would see that you searched Montreal, right? But even
Yes.
if they were looking at your phone, they still would not know the word from within the article you thought of, correct?
Right.
But you know this word.
Yes.
Does this word directly relate to Montreal, or is it more so random?
So random.
Okay. And you haven't said it out loud. This is only in your mind, correct?
Right.
Can you say this word just in your mind, not out loud, just in your mind?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna write. Does this word happen to end with the S?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if this is. I mean, we'll see. So, can you close your eyes again?
Okay.
I'm gonna show what I wrote. Schaefer, you're gonna say the word from within the article that you saw. As soon as you say it, you can open your eyes.
Numerous.
Open your eyes.
Beautiful.
Wow, that is the best I've seen. Unbelievable.
Now,
Thank you.
George, I'm gonna bring Shane on.
Okay.
Shane, good morning.
Good morning, guys. George, don't.
We can't hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Just come up and sit. You can hear him?
Yes.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I can't hear, but go ahead.
George, please don't scare me like that. I can't take it. I gotta go to work in a second. I gotta think about X's and O's. That don't scare me. Please don't.
Okay.
That is unbelievable.
Well, I can't guarantee that, but we'll see. So, okay, so we'll do this. One second. Get this together. So we'll try this. So, Shane, can you see that these are all different?
Yes.
Look okay? Okay, great. So we'll try this.
I can hear now, yeah.
You can hear him now? Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, Shane, I shuffle. I'm going to place one card in a specific location inside, Shane. So, one card goes in a specific location. These go back inside the box. And now I'm committed to this. Shane, do me a favor. Can you name any card out loud? Just name any card out loud.
Deuce.
2 of clubs.
Clubs.
2 of clubs?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
If you're not sure, you can change, but it's up to you.
No, I'm sure.
Okay, Shane, can you also name a number up to 30? Up to 30?
22.
Okay, again, if you're not sure, you can absolutely change, but it's up to you.
I'm good.
Okay. Shane, you can see the box, correct?
Correct.
Do me a favor. Actually, I'll do this. These are all going to come out. Can you see that the box is empty?
Yep. No cards in there.
Yeah, great. I'm going to keep these in view. Make sure they stay in view. Shane, you said 22, correct?
Yes.
So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and this is 22.
Yes, that's
I
22.
told you I put one card in a specific location inside. You said the what card?
Two clubs.
Two cards. Boom.
That's special. That's really good. That's really good. That's special.
Nice, George.
Wow.
So
You want to draw up a play for me?
you're a basketball coach, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't help you with that. Unfortunately.
It looks like we might have time for one more.
Okay, we got time for one more. All right.
Mhm.
So we'll do this. And Shane, if you want to do this one as well. Try this. You're on your phone, yes, Shane?
Yes.
Okay. So then we'll do. This. Okay. So Shane, and hopefully you'll be able to see this. So we're gonna do, and let me know if you'll be able to see the Shane. I'm gonna hang something up behind me. Can you see that piece of paper on the wall, Shane?
I see the paper, yes.
Okay. And can you also see my phone?
I see your phone.
Okay, great. So Shane, you're gonna look directly at me and you're gonna focus on the very first number. Well, we'll do it this way. I'm thinking of a number. I'm gonna try and pass that number from my thoughts into yours, okay? So when I snap, you're gonna say the first number up to 100 that comes to mind, okay? I don't want you to try to focus on one now. I know it might be hard. Close your eyes. When you hear the snap, you're gonna open your eyes and say the very first number that comes to mind, okay?
Say it.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
41.
Okay, and that felt random, yes?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna keep this in view so you guys will be able to see. Can you guys still see the phone?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Shane, have you ever used notes before?
Yeah.
In my phone, Shane, I have a list of celebrities. Can you see that note?
I can see the note. I can see it's a
Okay.
list of names. I can't read them though.
Okay, what about now?
Fine, I think.
Yep.
Can you see now?
Yeah.
Okay, can you see how all the names are different?
Yes, they are.
Okay, now you said 41. Do you feel as though I could have influenced you to go for 41?
No, man.
Let's go up to 41. Who's at number 41?
You gotta.
The GOAT.
It might be harder for you because you're on your phone. Can you
I
see
see
that? Okay, who is that?
Serena Williams.
So maybe if you had said, I don't know, 33, it could have been Steve Jobs, 31, Kobe Bryant, but you said 41.
Yep.
Now remember, I hung something up on my wall before this began, yes?
Yep.
And you felt as though I couldn't have influenced you to go for 41, correct?
Nope.
Shane, can you see what it was that I hung up on my wall?
That's wicked. That's special. That's a good. That's special. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
That was really good, George.
That was special. How many times have you performed that one?
That one in particular, a lot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Wow.
It's the time for me to go. This is too scary.
Wow.
Okay, friend Shane, I appreciate you for joining us. I'm gonna hop you guys off.
Great job, George.
Thank you guys for hopping in.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
George, tell us a little bit about how people can learn more about you, get in contact with you, book you, all the stuff.
Yeah, so you can get in contact with me by going through my website or Instagram. My website, georgestantonmagic.com. Or through Instagram, you can get in contact with me, GS Magic, send me a DM. If you have any events or any virtual performances you're interested in. I'm on everything, YouTube, George Stanton Magic, GS Magic for everything. So you can get in contact with me through there, and I'll respond immediately within the next couple hours.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, wonderful job, George. I'm glad everybody got to witness kind of what you can do. And it looks like you got a lot of feedback here. The feedback that you normally get. All the normal stuff.
All the normal stuff. Yeah, I saw some of the comments popping up.
Yeah. Well, but thank you, George, for joining us. I'm so glad we got to tell your story, but also we got to show, what you're so great at.
Thank you for having me, Faith. I really appreciate it.
Yep. And again, that's at GS Magic, or you just find georgestantonmagic.com. And we will share a little bit about that later. But George, thank you. And hopefully we can have you on soon just to show your talent, because I know people loved it so much.
Yes, I would love to. Thank you, Faith.
And thank you all for joining us this Friday morning here on the Huddle. I hope you enjoyed once again. Another cool story, another cool guest. I think this one was one of the most fun. Thank you to Amazon Fire, YouTube, Facebook, Roku, Apple TV, and of course our key platform on Phoenix, Arizona, E360 TV. Our goal is to enter this huddle and leave know we've been a great growing moment, a great guest, a great story within 60 minutes. And our stories are our power. And every Friday, we hope to share some amazing new guests. So we'll see you guys next Friday. And like always, let go, let God. And we'll see you guys on Monday for Faith Family Focus.